Welcome to the Sport MVT Insider, a platform where we are unrelenting in covering women in sport, and of course we celebrate their sporting achievements across all sporting codes. Now today we focus on the sport of cricket, and we've got an absolute legend in terms of females cricket in South Africa as well. Now she's a former South African international cricketer. She's currently the South African under-19 girls coach, and of course she's the head coach of the National Academy. Her name is Dinesha Devnarain. Dinesha, how are you doing?
Hi Aaron, I'm very well, thanks. And yourself?
I'm doing very, very well. I would love for us to start the conversation here. Let's remove cricket from your life because we've got to know you as a cricketer. Who are you away from the sport of cricket? Because most of the time, that's the only thing that we focus on when it comes to you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, I think it's a very interesting person. It's not so much what you see is what you get. Look, I'm just a lady that resides in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, but originally from Joburg, Gauteng. Yeah, look, I love people. I love interaction with people. I love seeing people grow in life, which is really important. I'm really fun-loving, easygoing, very compassionate, lots of empathy. It's just I think there's also a slight mystery to me, which is sometimes it confuses me a bit. But I think that's what it's about. It's just about relishing the person you are, and I think every day I find some adventure to do, and that's really cool. But yeah, I think just like any average human being, I love my family. I love spending time with them. I love spending time with my friends. But I think the main contributor to who I am, I suppose, is just seeing people happy. I think that's something that's so overlooked in life. But I just want to see people happy and people grow, and even though we come up through these hardships and stuff, that's growth for me. So that's really important for me as a person to obviously go through in life. But yeah, and I mean, if you look at hobbies, I love fishing. I love fishing a lot. Yeah, and just probably trying new challenges. I don't usually master those, but that's okay. Yeah, I suppose that's a little bit of me in a nutshell.
Absolutely beautiful. I would love for us now to move back to the sport of cricket. Now, we know that in South Africa, the dynamics of a lady playing cricket are somewhat a little bit challenging. I would love for us to talk about your journey as to how you started playing cricket and, of course, your way to playing for the Proteas.
Yeah. Look, I was actually a avid soccer fan. I loved soccer. So I grew up in a town called Springs in Bakerton, and I just grew up with boys around me. Or actually, let me put it this way: my personality was more likened to what the boys were doing rather than being at home and I don't know, playing with Barbie dolls. So we had this. There was a township next to us, and we had this big group of friends, and we always played soccer, and it used to be so competitive. And 1994, I think it was, there was a World Cup, and there was this hype around cricket and stuff, and I didn't know much about it. I asked my dad about it, my brothers, and they said girls don't play cricket, and I was like, that what? That's a no-go. And I think that also comes through in me, is that I'm a proper feminist when it comes to stuff like this. Yeah, so I said, you know what? We're going to start playing cricket, and I want to be the first girl in the world to play cricket. Little did I know it's an actual sport around the world. So then we actually had a potato, like a rotten potato that we taped up with masking tape to use as a ball. Look, I am very regretful for it now because that is food, but we just had to think at the moment. And we had a carpenter next door, and he carved out us a bat. And your usual backyard cricket, you draw chalk lines and everyone's playing this and that. And then I really enjoyed the game. I only wanted a bat. I didn't want a ball. I thought it was hard work. I didn't want to field. I just wanted a bat. And then from that, we moved to Durban in 1999. And my dad did some research, and we found out that there are women clubs and stuff. And my dad said, you know what, you may only be like 11 years old, but go play with the women's. And that season, I was top of the bowling rankings. So it wasn't much of batting. The batting didn't help me much. But and then we met, a few colleagues and stuff like that. And they said, no, she needs to play in the boys' team because you can see that she's different from the rest. So I played boys cricket, club cricket up until I was 17 years old. Got selected for your KZN schools. And then, yeah, I think you do really well provincially. And from there, I got my national call up, and I can't explain that feeling. It was, I think, at that time, it was such a big thing for KZN cricket because not many girls represented the national team. And from there, I just, it was just, I want to say it was a passion, but it was more than a passion, because I mean, if you look at it then, we weren't contracted, it was just something you did on the side. So I had to concentrate on studies. I had to do all of these things, but cricket it was always there up front. And I'm really grateful for cricket. I mean, it's given me an education. It's given me my first car. So, yeah. And then ever since then, I just wanted to be the best in the world.
Definitely. You talk about the excitement of getting that national call-up, and recently we saw the men's Protea team out in Ireland, and that's exactly where you saw your first debut at the age of 19. Tell us a little bit about this national experience, and also, aren't you like incredibly nervous when you're 19 years old and you're playing national cricket?
No, definitely. I was really, really nervous. What did help me on my debut is that my dad came with me on my first tour. So, just seeing that familiar face there helped me a lot. But the nerves are incredible. And I was like a real youngster in the team. So, you get these big players that's probably double the size of you. And, everything is just happening so fast. And look, and then I think it was the first time I was exposed to a whole coaching setup where, this is your SNC, this is your physio, you've got to there's protocols to follow. And yeah, I'm a little girl from Chatsworth coming up here, first time flying as well. Well, actually, I flew before that for national, provincial tournaments. And you just come there and it's just wow. It's just like, okay, is this really happening? And there's times, there's not only good things. I mean, there's times where you feel like you just want to go home because it's too much. But I suppose that's the beauty of growing up and it's just the beauty of life, I suppose. And as soon as that first tour was done, I just wanted more. I wanted to get back on there more. But it was an incredible feeling. The first time I sang the national anthem with the green and gold jersey on still gives me goosebumps thinking about that moment.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. And we can only imagine how special that was for you. And of course, these are memories that you'll keep for the rest of your life and you'll share with so many around you as well. But I would love to talk about the transition from being a player to now being a coach and how that came about for you. Is this almost like a natural process that you're like, listen, I've been a great player and now I would love to teach these skills to somebody else?
No, actually it wasn't. I did my level 1 and level 2 coaching for the sake of bettering my own game. So I wanted to understand the game better so I could perform better at my game. And then came an opportunity at KZN Cricket where we needed a head coach because the head coach left the program. But I still wanted to play. I still represented the national team. But what I used to do before that is that if a couple of the girls in the national team would get together, we just, hit balls and stuff. And they always said, like, Dinesha, you know what, you read the game differently. You look at how the game's evolving. And, I didn't think much of it. I just thought I was a good student of the game. So I didn't think much of it then. And I said, okay, maybe, I'll go into school coaching, coach maybe under 19 girls, that sort of thing. But my main passion is still playing for cricket. I mean, playing for South Africa. So the post at KZN came up, I think it was 2014. And I said, okay, I'm going to take it. But now I took the role of coach and player. So I played for the team and I coached the team. And I did it for 5 years and it was massive. It was absolutely massive. I mean, there was so much strain on you, but I enjoyed that, that responsibility. And then from there, I went and did my level 3 coaching certificate in 2015. And then towards the end of my career, when I officially retired, I started understanding that my purpose was more to coach and not to play. I don't know, I can't explain it to you in how many words or what words I can use, but it was sort of as nothing made me more happier to coach and give off to other people than actually you just seen for yourself to be a better team player for your team, obviously. But I think as soon as, because I mean, I still studied. I did a BCom degree in financial management and I did a BCom degree in human resource management, but there was always something pulling me back. And I'm one of those people that I go look for happiness. And if that's my happy place, I want to stay there for as long as possible. And up until today, it's still my happy place, and I want to be in the coaching front for as long as I can, remain happy and feel that I can put the game in a better place and change lives with these ladies.
Definitely. I love what you talk about there. You talk about purpose and the fact that you would love to share this knowledge with other young ladies in the world of cricket as well. But I would love to get into the feeling that you felt when you were officially appointed as the South African under-19 head coach and also the head coach of the National Academy. I mean, you talk about purpose. That's almost like destiny just unfolding right in front of you.
It's exactly that, and I think that's why I feel so privileged. I feel so blessed because there's a lot of people that I encounter in my life that when it comes to their career, they're not happy. They might be happy in life, but they're not entirely happy with their career. And I'm one of those few that can actually say, I love what I do. I really love what I do. And I got that, the call up and they said, you know what, you've got the job. And the best thing about it was that it's the first time that this job has been, no one's fulfilled this position as a full-time contract. And you have a woman in a high performance environment now, which is fantastic. Obviously I would love to see more high performance women in different programs, but I suppose it's a start. But I was so blessed. I prayed a lot, and I was so thankful. I'm still thankful up until this day. But I think the main thing for me is what I do in my time of that employment. Who are the lives that I'm changing? Did I make better cricketers? Did I make better people? Because that's what I want to leave. It's not so much for me. It's not so much about the result. It's not about winning. It's more about, are you getting better each day? Are you becoming a better version of yourself? And that's why I coach. And I promise you, I'm still like, I wake up in the morning, I go to bed, and I feel like I haven't worked. I'm just doing my passion, and I love it. I love it.
Absolutely beautiful.
You're locked onto the Sport MBT Insider, a podcast for unrelenting coverage of women in sport. I absolutely love diving deeper into the journeys of our athletes, coaches, and administrators to get to know them a little bit better than we do. Coming up this Wednesday is an interesting round of quick fire questions, a great opportunity for some good laughs and some great banter. Keep it locked onto Sport MVT, where we celebrate our women in sport.